Big boat! Big boat! Damn it, they're dropping lines! I see them! Just keep heading towards the house! Don't let them get in front of you!
I'm a superhero.
Alright, here you go. Right, Nathan! Hey, how's it going?
I'm an action star.
Take cover. I'm surrounded. Bullseye. Take that. All right. And that. Eat plastic.
I'm super sad and washed up, and I gave up on my dreams to settle down and live a normal life.
Baasvik, basic reviews. Baasvik, basic reviews. Baasvik, basic reviews. Video games. He's not gonna cry. He's not gonna bitch or whine. He's Baasvik, and he's gonna review.
So I was really excited for the release of Uncharted 4, and it's always been a divisive series for me because I feel like it does a lot of things well and is really important in terms of the video game landscape, but it's not necessarily great at a lot of the things that video games do. Shooting's not fun, and climbing around has never been that enjoyable to me, and the controls have always been really finicky. Plus, in terms of characters, it's one of the weakest games you could imagine in the genre. However, in the end, I really feel like the game means something to me and is kind of a relic of a bygone era, and Uncharted 4 was maybe the last time where I was able to look at games and try to figure out why I think this game and this series is so important to video games. Going into Uncharted 4, I expected a bunch of the same mechanics I'd seen in the past, and for the most part, that's exactly what I got. Uncharted has always been about cinema, and going into Uncharted 4, I was really hoping that I would get more of the dumb action movie I'd come to know and appreciate, and Uncharted 4 delivers on that in spades. All of the ledge breaking, explosions, and horrible quippy dialogue is here, and is much appreciated if you're going into Uncharted with the mindset that this isn't going to change your life, because it probably won't. And if it does, then you're an interesting person, and you're probably going to hate me.
Come on, double or nothing. My car could really use a good cleaning.
Really? You gonna start the smack talk
There's
now?
this mode called easy mode. I just switch it.
Wow.
It's way easier on
Nope, just
easy
keep
mode.
talking. Keep talking.
What are you gonna do?
I'm warning
What are
you.
you gonna do?
I'm warning you.
In real life, what
Hey,
can you do?
I'm
Show
telling
me.
you.
What can you
I'm
do
telling
in
you.
real life?
What do you think about that?
I want a relationship like that. Shallow, tepid, passive-aggressive. It's beautiful. Uncharted's characters, to me, have always kind of been cliche, and I'm sure they're written for that. I mean, Nathan Drake is an absolute dick and kind of a racist. I mean, he essentially jumps from area to area killing whichever natives are there, which seems to be resolved in this as he's fighting a personal military of one lady named Nadine. But overall, Uncharted 4 does the characters way better than they have in the past. I really like Sam, Nathan's brother, and I really enjoyed Nadine, although I don't think she got enough screen time. And even the main antagonist, Rafe, is played up as the biggest dick you've ever met in your life, and it's done well. I mean, in terms of being a dick, whoever played Rafe must really be a dick, or at least was method acting a dick to truly get in the mindset of being such a profound dick. And I like the way the direction of the characters goes, because the characters, while remaining still a little bit shallow and surface, have some really good moments where they actually show some human characteristics. Nathan even seems to renounce a little bit of his treasure hunting ways in terms of finding a regular and normal life to live, and it gives me a little bit of connection to these characters who historically I've hated profoundly and really despise. Although still hate Elena. I think she's a horrible person and terrible for Nate and bad at being a wife in general. Equally as bad as Nathan is being a husband. I don't know why you'd marry that guy. He's a fucking asshole.
Hey, hon, it's me. Yeah, listen, you're not gonna believe this. Jameson just walked in here with the permits. Yeah. I know, but, it's like I'm gonna take that Malaysia job after all.
You're a liar, Nate. You're a dirty, dirty liar. Uncharted 4 does weave a pretty cool narrative tale. We set out chasing the fortune of a pirate's treasure due to some circumstances I don't want to spoil. This causes the recently retired Nathan Drake to unretire, which he seemed to want to do anyway. Needless to say, Nathan and his friends aren't the only ones chasing the treasure, as Rafe, our greedy silver spoon arch nemesis, has hired a private military to help him hunt down the treasures as well. Ensuing is a chase that leads to multiple locales, each more beautiful than the last, with loads of climbing and combat to keep things interesting. I still don't enjoy the gunfighting all that much. It just doesn't feel very good. Luckily, the combat sequences have been fleshed out with some added stealth sequences that allow for some creative ways to get through situations. I'm sure there's a way to get through the entire game avoiding combat when it's not necessary for their cool action sequences. And even though I don't enjoy the shooting, the game holds up through some amazing pacing. I never tired of doing anything in particular because the adventure, shooting, climbing, and puzzle solving are all really well placed, so that nothing ever comes up and makes you feel exhausted. Uncharted's story is not without its flaws. The game, although it paces gameplay really well and spreads that out, I felt like the game just lasted a little bit too long. Near the end of the game, it was dragging its feet a little bit. It was almost as though there was one too many clues that you find somewhere that isn't the place you need to be. But the problem that I had could have also arisen from the fact that I played the game in a matter of a few days, and I feel like it's a game that you could space out over a week or 2 weeks and really enjoy. And I think that the story overall and the environments just lend themselves so much to like cinema and cinematic feelings. They give you a real sense of scope and scale. It's gorgeous and it's wonderful to be in that world and enjoying it. I can't speak highly enough of the world building that the guys at Naughty Dogs did with Uncharted 4. I think it's by far the best they've done with that in the whole series. And each place, each pirate cove, each set of ships that I saw was way more beautiful than the last. And the imagery plays a key role in keeping things interesting, even when the game drags its feet.
Sam, no. No, you hold on! Hold on! Sam! Give me your other arm! Come on, reach! No! Sam!
And I really do think Uncharted at this point is a game that should be appreciated and cherished. I think Uncharted 4 is probably one of the last games of its time. It is a relic of the PS3 and Xbox 360 era where big budget games were going this direction, where story and adventure were so important. And that's kind of leaving the landscape. I mean, we are seeing smaller teams work on more concentrated games, more free-to-play games. And honestly, it's because these games require too much focus, too much time, too much of a big team. They don't, they're not efficient in terms of profit. So a lot of development teams are moving away from this, and it's hard to blame them. But Uncharted will always stand in my mind as one of the most individualistic games of any era. There is no other game that can give you what Uncharted gives you. And even though it has its shortcomings, I would struggle to walk away from it and not say I've enjoyed myself, because no matter what you're playing at any given time, if you stop and play an Uncharted game, you're getting something completely different than any other video game. It's really awesome. There's a lot of love and care in these games, and I appreciate them really deeply. I hope that someday somebody kind of picks up the torch. Maybe Naughty Dog's next IP or their next game will, try to take off from where this started. But I don't know. I feel like it's hard for development teams in this day and age to sell this as a property, considering how much we've moved towards, profit-efficient games and free-to-play games. This gigantic thing, this lovely thing we have that is Uncharted, is probably going to die. So I think if you have a chance to go out and play Uncharted 4, you absolutely should, because you might be watching the death of an entire era happen in front of you, and it's all the while beautiful and kind of sad. And I'll miss Uncharted. I really enjoy the series. I hope other people have too, and it would be easy to be harsh on this game, but I don't want to, because I think it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I really liked Uncharted. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. I'll be sure to get back to any comments that you guys leave, because I like hearing comments. And I don't know where to go from now. I've done a few action RPGs, and now I've done Uncharted. It seems like probably my next white whale will be something along the lines of a first-person shooter. So whatever that means, come back in 2 weeks for another Baasvik reviews, and come back next week. I'll have something up on the channel. I'm gonna keep trying things until I like something. So yeah, come back. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Baasvik, basic reviews. Baasvik, basic reviews. Baasvik, basic reviews. Video games. He's not gonna cry. He's not gonna bitch or whine. He's Baasvik, and he's gonna